The SANFL is returned, and I can't believe we're here once again here, presented by the BJ Show. I'm your host, BJ. Welcome all to another episode of the 2026 Post Plus SANFL League Updates here, episode 1. Hello everyone and welcome back to another season, and I'm here. We're going to be presenting the 2026 Host Plus SANFL, the South Australian National Football League, the Host Plus competition here in the SANFL. We are going to be doing the league and the women's only competition, not the reserves under 18s and under 16s. We'll be sharing that during the later in the year. So sit back, here we go. What a start of the season. So the women's competition do not start till mid-April, so the week before the Anzac round here in Australia. Football, most important calendar, and we'll be sharing that. I have joined the North Red Leagues membership. I've joined as a member. I can't wait to share each and week out of my ability to go to many games that I can. Start on Friday night football at Cooper Stadium at North Oval, the host of best stadium of SANFL football for many years. I've been a North since Red Legs as a 9-4 since I've been born. I've been North since I really love this football club, and the crowd, I got to say, will be 3,000, 2,500 to 3,000 easy at Cooper Stadium, known originally for North Oval. And it was a tight game. It was a tight final score. Western 9-12, 66 to the North Red Legs. Sturtdale Blues, the Pioneers, aim to maybe go back to back. They take a 5-point victory, 10-11, 71. They are one step better on that night. So I'll give you a bit of a review and I'll have it started. So new recruits coming in. The multiple scorers, we had Hans, West 2, Murphy, the recruit, West 2, Simpson, West 2, was Heard, was 1, the skipper, was the legend of Ken Lee, was 1, and Ling was 1, with the Sturtdale Blues, with always Behika, dominated with 3 goals, with his Ferries, with Sean Horn, 2, and the singles, Bergen, Con, Phil, Imlet, Scarlett, and if I all incorrect, I do apologise with the name spelling we have was McHenry. So domination from start. We didn't know how it's going to be worked out, and 2-1 in the first quarter. North came out on top. They started the game well, and the champs of Pioneers, their best team, just dominating that second quarter. It was 6-3. It was 1-2. So it was a defensive quarter, and Sturt really want to get more into this game. It was 2.4 to 1.4. So a 6-point difference the 3-quarter time. So it was very tight. It was absolute anyone to win. And Sturt came out from 23 points down. The final quarter was 3-2 to 1-5. So makes it very even. Sturt North won that 7, and they won the go north, and unfortunately it was Sturt really domination that second quarter, really put North under pressure, and it was a tight 8 points at halftime. It was a very, very interesting 6-10, 46, 9, 6, 60. So Wigan it's a 14 points. Margin went out to a 23-point ball game. Boy, it was going to be all over. Then North just came out, kicked the last 3 goals, and there was a hard nomination. This was going to be a tough game to win, and I got to say, this was really entertainment. Like I said, I reckon it was more certain than North, but it was 50-50. It was both teams have very strong cheer squads. So North take on the runners-up of Glenelg. Glenelg, first home game for the season, will share Glenelg very soon. So well done. They will be playing against, and I reckon it will be their yet to host the game. They'll travel down to Revo Fitness Oval. Originally is the Posset Oval. They finally get a sponsorship. Very important to really do that, because I know Revo will be a very good statement. Hopefully future people will go and watch the game of footy there. But well done to start with the win. North, heads up, I'll be attending to many games this season. It will be absolute beauty to watch a game annoyed and when my ability to watch a game of football. The next game we have is the South LA Pandas hosting the Woodville West Times, seeing to improve hopefully about it. South LA Pandas to make a statement. Can they, maybe they have injuries, but they do have a great juniors program as well. But it was Woodville Eagles taking a 15-11, 101, 7-7-49. And I just watched some of these highlights on YouTube. You can check out on SANFL on their YouTube channel and you can watch highlights. Unfortunately, I don't have the SANFL now. It's a pass you can watch anywhere you can. And Woodville kicked the first 4 goals, 5-29, 1 point. And, well, it was anyone's game, 29 points. I thought SANFL really dominated that second quarter, 3 goals, 2-3. So 3 goals apart, it was very even. Then it was at halftime, it was 2 goals to 4 and another 2 goals to 4. So nothing really changed for Woodville's style. They're making it 8 goals, 2 to 4 goals, 5. So basically what Woodville would score in that quarter time overall. The multiple scores will go to South Adelaide. It's hoped to see an improvement during the season. It was a heavy 52-point victory to Woodville. But like I said, I do apologise for the last names on your, sharing on the app. You can check the SANFL and check all the results stacks and all that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just showing what I can share. So the first one is Chan. It'll be 2 goals. We have Wilkinson, 2 goals. Al Lee, Brad Lee, and Dean Ling with South Adelaide Pandas. With Woodville, Eagles domination, absolutely, with 5 goals, and it was the beaten with 5. Nicholas 4. We have Slide Judgit 2. We have the singles to Colhan, Hayes, Rowe, and Roland, all with the singles. So if I pronounce the last name incorrect, I absolutely apologise. South Adelaide, first game of the season, take on Port Adelaide, should be a good game on Good Friday football with quite a few games there. We'll share that very soon. Woodville, well done on a heavy victory. This was hopefully to make a good statement there, and it will be a good game, and they will host the Adelaide Crows on Easter Thursday. So hopefully it'll be a good game to watch there with sharing the next game with the West Adelaide Bloods hosting the Adelaide Crows reserves. And you can't say that West Adelaide are going to improve. They've got a decent coach, and hopefully the next few years will be a good season for West Adelaide. I have very much respect and lots of levels like Nathan Bassett coming back to the SANFL and the former Redleg head coach, playing with Nord, playing for the Adelaide Crows. So to make this happen, it's huge. And hopefully memberships will rise for them. Hopefully they'll have a sensational, they feel really confident. I know that they're going to be a very good team in this season. Can they play final? Can they be a sensational team 2026 in the Host Plus League? We'll find out soon, but we'll find out from the former Crow was Burnless with 5, with Allen 2, with Scarlett 2, May and Finke with singles for the West LA Bloods. Where's the LA Crows reserves? We had 4 goals to Dale Olive with 4. We have Long for 2 with the singles, Coleman, O'Brien, Richard, String, and Welsh, all the singles. Now, this is what West LA need to start strong. They kicked 4 goals to none, 3 goals to 4, and they were going to come back hard in that second quarter. Then it was West LA kicking 4 goals to 3, and it was that last quarter really hit those 4 goals to none, and that's what West LA cannot do is play 3 quarters of football. You got to play 4 quarters, and they look really well. Well done to West LA taking their first win. And then against the LA Crows reserve, final score 11-13, 79, 11-6, 72. An improvement to shown that hopefully it'll be a good win there. So the Adelaide Crows will be travelling to Woodville against the Woodville Eagles and on Easter Thursday, and then it will be the West Adelaide Bloods that will be taking on on a Hamada hosting game of down in Richmond against Central District Bulldogs, the Mia Mana Classic game on Good Friday. All games will be scheduled in except one game will be all on the Friday. So this could be maybe the game of the round, my far and beyond. There was 3 games, and I personally believe the Nord and Stern, not as I'm a Nord supporter, generally it is actually take on the Pioneers and almost won it. So game of the round there, but well done to North Adelaide taking their first win on the season over Central District. Improvement. We'll share the goals. We have East with 4 domination, Grace with 2, the singles McCarthy, Paris, Byrne, Hud, Lee, Rose, Earl Green, and White Lee. Where's the singles there? Was Harvey 4 goals, domination, back in action. Where's Rose T 2 singles as Dixon, G, Nan, Van Wyck, the former Wedlegs playing his league domination. We have Wilson and Man with the singles there. Cummins share 2 goals to 1, 6 goals to 2. Well, Centrals are winning by 16 points at half time, but it was 2 goals to 3. So it was 10, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 43. So that's 6 goals, 6 behind. That's what I mean. So, and it was the last quarter, 1 goal straight to 5-5. So North Adelaide were down 24 points at 3/4 time. Central should run away at this game. This was down at Elizabeth. The original was Elizabeth Oval. It's at Convenient Oval, which I just want to let you know all that. The original second game was between the West Adelaide Bloods and the LA Crows Reserves, was at Richmond Oval, and the South Adelaide Pandas Woodville Eagles is the Mongan Stadium with down and no longer. That's the original name. So next week, these two will take on, we'll start with Centrals. They'll travel to West Adelaide. West Adelaide will be challenged. North Adelaide will take on the 2025 perennial Double Blues. What a game that will be. A really good game down at Royville Oval hosting another game. All right, next game we have another fella game which put out the reserve tack on the reserve of runners-up of Glenelg Tigers. This game was only one way. Final score 8-6, 54 Port Adelaide, Matt Hyde, Glenelg Tigers 15-11-101. So 2 teams have scored the exact amount, very similar margins between the Panthers and the Eagles over the Map Highs and the Tigers. So the Rays take on the very heavy victory. They are new. Put Adelaide, hopefully, to take on a good season there to improve. Now, the goal scorers are Zone, Humphrey, Lord, Champ, Bartley, and Wingan. But the next one was Anne Tompoles. It was for Glenelg's, well, multiple scores and all that was Horns was 4, Labine was 4, Brown was 2, and singles Allen, Finland, String, Stevens, and Winnow all dominate with goals. But I thought it was going to be a good game of football. 2 goals apiece, Glenelg by point at quarter time, and 3 goals to 6. And it was pretty much 1 goal at each in the third quarter. I thought it was going to be a domination, and it was 2 goals to 6. Second same thing like in the second quarter for Glenelg. So domination from 6 goals, second and fourth quarter, and very much like in the second quarter, Port Adelaide actually won a quarter of football, but not enough. Absolute 3 goals, 5. Oh my goodness. 23 points at 3/4 time to lose by almost 50 points. So from 3.5 goals down to losing by 7.5 goals, that's a 4-goal difference. And so well done on Glenelg. They take on, well, which should be a good game, and I'll be there against their first home game for the season against the Nord Relics. I'll be hosting that game. And Port Adelaide, well, we're to share them, and they will be travelling to South Adelaide to hope to be a much improved better. But I'll share who I think should win these games. And like I said, the women's competition is yet to be shared. The reserves, the under-18s, under-16s, yet will not be shared at all. So I just want to share and let you know what's happening with all of that. So The next games we got here, well, what a good start. We'll share the ladder and we'll strive into my thoughts and all that for round number 2 for the Host Plus League 2026 SANFL. And, well, after first place was a heavy start, was the Woodville Eagles was the first place. Glenelg was 1 win. West Adelaide, third. North Adelaide stayed on after first round with Centrals, Nord, Adelaide, Port Adelaide, and South Adelaide all taking their first loss for the SANFL 2026 Host Plus SANFL season for the league. So next week's results into previews, round 2. I'm going to be doing this week in, week out. I'm going to continue doing that in the AFL. Well, I've got to say right now, this could be a really interesting statement of all. Both one win took a big win. One team just couldn't hold on with the win over West Adelaide, over South Adelaide. So South Adelaide was Eagles' big winners there, 10-point defeat over West Adelaide for the Adelaide Coach Reserves. But I'm going to say to the Woodsville Eagles, I think they'll have a chance to take the win and they'll do that really well in a good game for Easter Thursday. This is Easter round for the Host Plus SANFL round 2 league. This is going to be a really interesting game. I'm not putting this in order because all games will be shared. 2:10 schedule, check your local guards. And the last game is between the Roosters and the Double Blues, known for North Adelaide, and the Sturt Double Blues. I'm sharing that up. I'm not going to be putting this in order, but I will let's round it up of that. So, well, we start with North Adelaide, their second home game, a really good start to their season. Unfortunately, with taking a nice win there, a 5-point victory. So if I can get the result over Central District on the road, their first home game for season, down at Roval Fitness Oval. And it was a hard effort, hard win. Don't go into Elizabeth. It's not going to be an easy trip in the SANFL. Once again, they're back in action Centrals and congratulations for that. But who should I go for? Sturt struggle at times, and they didn't start well. North Adelaide, they didn't start well. They had times that they're going to struggle, but I think I'm going to back up Sturt to take this win in a close game. Next up, we have the West Adelaide, their second home game for the season. They host the Central District Bulldogs, and big winners almost took a big win. Now 24 points at 3/4 time, and how can they just not win? And with West Adelaide struggling in the fourth quarter to kick 2, only just a few behinds. So how much important this is for West Adelaide to get the win. I'm backing them up. I reckon they can take back-to-back wins. They have not done that for over a decade. And I reckon this will be a good game. I reckon this will be a good filler game. And Centrals will have their moments during the game. They could actually win this, actually, quite honest with you, to get their first win on the season. But I think West Adelaide take a real nice win there. Next up, we have the runners-up of Glenelg Tigers take on the Nord Redlegs. I'll be attending this game. I am a member. I will be absolutely doing my best to share hard to take this win. Not an easy win, not an easy trip down on Good Friday football down at Glenelg Regional of that. So I'll back up Nord. I can't go not against my Nord Redlegs. I think we got some great recruits. We had full debuts attacking on the Reigning Premiers, and I think they dominate really well. One kicked like 2 or 3 goals, one kicked a goal. So for the Nord Redlegs, and boy, we go around them really, really well. But I reckon this will be a different result. I reckon it'll be a much better tight result. We did beat them in the finals. It was a very, to me, I think this will be a very different rehearsal of practicing how did we lose that game. But Nord just absolutely dominated against Central and Glenelg, almost took into a grand final, but unfortunately it was vice versa. It was taken to the semi-final against Glenelg and they took the win there. So best of luck. I'm going for Nord to this one. Now, if I have not shared the final game, and I think nothing else to say, 2 teams got absolute bump last week in round 1, and I really with some injuries on the line, but I think South Adelaide, I really do have a very good chance of beating this reserve side, the AFL reserve side, and I'm backing up South Adelaide. Nothing else can say that. All right, that's it. We are done for the first episode of the SANFL World Footy Show, and it's episode 1. I can't wait to share more. Wait and find out with the women's competition. It's going to be a beauty. Lots of football to share. It's great to have football back here in Adelaide, South Australia. I'm only going to be sharing this only and how it's all going to work out. I think there's going to be some exciting action. It's going to be some massive upsets, some highs and lows. That's what footy clubs do. I can't wait for that. Stay tuned for all my, the inclusive football we did last year. Hopefully, if you like that idea, make sure you give that a like and make sure you subscribe, hit that notification. I can't wait to share it on. Hopefully, you like that idea as well. I love that idea, and we'll have a very special guest show. Stay tuned. We got some special guests returning from another episode, so we'll make sure that's all action and all that. So thank you so much. The BJ Show's out. I can't wait. Cheers. Peace out.